All right, we're going to try some new defenses for Cosmic Crucible. Join with me today is Athame. What's up, Athame?
Not too much. How about you?
Good, good, good. We got a first things before we get into the defense that I'm going to be setting on Cosmic Crucible this week. We're going to kind of go over. It's going to be some new things, some things that are potentially going to be pretty tricky. But what were you thinking when you made this infographic here?
A lot of it's just about the changes with how room rules can interact, specifically with them making it different for defense and offense.
Okay. And what do you see is going on mostly in room 6?
Wakanda's getting beat by Darkhold all the time, but you can put a different team in there where no charges on offense can really hurt the counters.
Okay. What about room 5?
Tangled Web is still powerhouse on defense, and finding a way to shut out Death Seed pretty much makes it that much more hard.
And we're going to talk about what that is because I've experienced that myself. Young Avengers, my goodness. Room 4.
A lot of people still put Unlimited there, and a lot of people still gamma it.
Yeah. I think that we know about the Gamma offense in room 4, so it's kind of maybe not as effective. Maybe it's just about sucking up another team. We're going to get to that. Room 3, a lot of cool things you can do with ISO Fortifier there, right?
Yeah, absolutely, especially with characters like Zemo giving defense up and immunity super fast.
Okay, and then rooms 1 and 2 is kind of just dealer's choice at that point. Let's take a look at what I'm going to try this week and based on your suggestions and talk about why it's going to be good and what the potential counters or the potential problems are going to be in these rooms here. First things first, we're going to start in room 6 again. A lot of people have been putting Wakanda there, but by putting Unlimited on defense in room 6, not only allows me to use Wakanda on offense, but this becomes a problematic room. Explain why.
So Gamma and Dormhold both rely on non-tech characters with charged mechanics. 3 members of Gamma, and then Dormammu for Dormhold. And they lose all those charges at the end of their turn. Tangled Web, all characters that immediately lose it at the end of their turn on offense. So on defense, you can put characters like Unlimited or Dormhold, and the mirror or counters to those teams are so much more inefficient.
Okay. So this is mostly about messing people up, assuming that Wakanda's going to be there and just run Darkhold against it. That's not going to be that effective. How would you counter this room?
You'd have to 2-tap it, essentially, unless you have Unlimited on offense. And if you have Unlimited on offense, anything you have on defense is going to be a lot easier to beat.
Okay. All right, let's go to room 5. Now, I've seen this, and I got destroyed twice last week with this exact team. Basically, normally I was just trying to get in there with the new mutant raid team. I can't Death Seed. It doesn't work. It doesn't work, right? Explain why that doesn't work.
So Death Seed and Infinity Watch have both been the long go-to counter against Tangled. And going into Echo and the rest of the Young Avengers, Echo shuts out all your assist mechanics, and you just sit there and are screwed.
Yeah, there's a couple things that really made this horrible. Echo shutting out the assists, Ms. Marvel taunting at the wrong time, Squirrel Girl cleansing at the wrong time, not being able to not hit Spider Weaver is a thing also, right? You know what I mean? Like just, you know, the locations. So what team would you use to count? I mean, I know what I had to do on this room. For me to beat this, I had to 2-tap it. Minions and then like Eternals is what I ended up doing to get through it.
Yeah,
but I was
either.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
You end up either having to Unlimited it if your Unlimited is on offense, or you have to 2-tap it with Eternals.
Okay. And then putting Infinity Watch in room 4 is pretty aggressive, as far as or very defensive, rather, very almost turtle-like. Yeah, the opposite of aggressive. Tell me what the thinking here is, and what are the options if someone does not want to put Infinity Watch on defense?
So you can put a couple teams here. You could do Uncanny Magic or Axeman if you wanted to stick with your mutants. The big thing with Infinity Watch on defense, obviously not really using the room rules here, is that this is a team that's super inefficient for you to attack into. They spawn with that safeguard immunity, defense up, and you're just sitting there smacking a wall for a long, solid time, and it's just a slog.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely a pain to get through it, and we're just basically putting a good team there, kind of ignoring the room bonuses, which I think there's a lot of other things that you could do here for sure. Now, room 3. Now, this is a team that is very good, and I think it was specifically designed to screw over SA Kestrel. But there's a lot. Like I think I had even problems with Death Seed on this team.
Yeah, what's interesting is just the pre-taunt from Kingpin's minions and the death proofs on that is that if you don't have a large enough Magneto as a striker, you don't even get past that first person and you just get overwhelmed. It's really quite impressive what Underworld continues to do outside of war.
Right. And explain the thinking of ISO, putting the fortifier ISO on that one guy that you don't have, Zemo.
You know, destroyer of names today.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So Zemo on spawn gains his defense up and immunity and immediately does his ultimate. So pretty much what you're saying is the characters adjacent to Zemo, you want defense up and immunity on spawn. And if people bring Death Seed into that, when Zemo goes and does his ult, your whole team's going to have it.
Yeah, that's pretty fantastic. Now, this is interesting right here. Before I explain the idea of Hulk and what is going to happen on offense and why Hulk here is freed up.
So a lot of people have been putting Dormammu with their Gamma teams to make the unlimited counter in 4 more efficient and safe because it has been such a volatile counter for some people. So with that being said, Hulk was kind of homeless, and you can use Thor and Captain America with some other characters like Maria Hill and Sharon Carter from the Rebirth team to kind of build this wave 1 amalgamation
Right.
that can be a very defensive bulwark team.
Yeah, and Captain America with all the bonuses and the giving out deflects at the beginning of turn. And then, of course, he's always had synergy. It was wave 1 with Hulk and Thor. And then Maria is giving out bonus health when the deflects pop off 50% of the time anyways, right? So there's a lot of synergy there. And then Maria usually is getting subbed out on SA Kestrel anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, and then lastly, room 1 is just kind of whatever you want. Bionic Avengers seems to be like a go-to. That's what I was doing before. Seems like most people run over that. What are some other alternatives for room 1?
If you aren't using Thor, like with teams like Wave 1, you can do Hero Asgard. You can do YA. I've seen someone chuck Black Order there. It's really just kind of whatever other big team you have that you want someone to have to smack.
Okay. Yeah, so all of this looks very interesting. I think I'm going to stick with this. I might change it up a little bit. I've got some other ideas of what I might switch around. I might switch around room 4, depending on how confident I feel after the first round, if I have enough gas in the tank for offense, because you never know how it goes. How do you think this is going to play out? You think there's going to be basically, most people should be able to one-shot rooms 1 through 4, and then 5 and 6 should be 2 taps, is kind of what you're thinking?
5 and 6 are definitely going to be 2 taps. I think 6 has the potential to be an utter disaster. Okay. So unlimited, if you don't have unlimited to counter it, turns into a 2 to 3 tap nightmare. If you put Dormhold in 6 or Darkhold in 6, Dormhold doesn't work because Dormammu doesn't get his charges, and it's the same thing, a 2 to 3 tap nightmare.
Yeah, I think it's going to be fun. So, how do you think this is going to play out? I mean, do you think it's just going to be a mess with this room 6? I mean, is it Turtles for the win, and that's that?
I mean, that's what we were thinking was going to happen with Wakanda, anyways.
Okay,
just a joke out on us.
Okay, and then lastly, what's the best way to that you want people to reach out to you? Are you on YouTube or Twitch, or are you just on Discord?
Do a little bit of Twitch, not as much as I had, just drama in my life, but I'm always on Discord.
Okay.
Just respond to whoever DMs me.
All right, I'll put all of your information in the comment section as well as a link to your infographic there. And then that's it for today. Anything you want to say before we go?
Pasta's the best.
Pasta's the best. Sounds good. All right,
Do you
guys.
have any last note?
Yeah. All right. Bye for now.
Spooky and screams.